Hello everyone, it's me again, Xeno from Lord of Darkness. I'm still in the Chantry. Yeah, and that's why I bring you the second episode of Chantry Lectures. Yes, I know it's been a while, let's say, but here I am with more fascinating knowledge and lore about weird vampire stuff. And topic of today's lecture will be very, let's say, mysterious, a very mysterious thing that not many kindred have access to, don't know about, and stuff like that. What I'm referring to is the discipline of Oblivion. Here, this right here. I know that, well, most people know that this dark art, this mysterious discipline, is accessible only to representatives of two particular clans, the La Sombra and Hecata. So you might say, hey, well, Xeno, you're a Tremere, so how are you qualified to talk about stuff that is prohibited everywhere outside these two clans? You don't have a knowledge about this. And to that I say to you, well, yes, I'm a Tremere, and that makes me qualified to talk about anything. So yeah. And besides, how do I possess knowledge about this mysterious power? Well, let's just say that a certain member of a certain family owned me a certain favor for a certain other favor. So I'm in possession of quite a little bit of knowledge about Oblivion, the discipline Oblivion, of course. But before we will talk about Oblivion, well, we will talk right now, but first let's return to our beautiful diagram right here. So, like in the previous episode, in the previous lecture, let's say, I was talking about types of disciplines and of blood sorcery. Blood sorcery is a mystical type of discipline. I just want to remind you that this distinction of disciplines, this diagram, is made by me. This is my theory that helps me to, well, distinguish disciplines into those three groups, and it helps me talk about them in a way. So Oblivion is a mystical discipline. What this means? That it creates effects that are neither purely physical nor mental and stuff like that. It can create both, but it uses a kind of energy to create something more than just making you stronger or hypnotize people. Those are mystical disciplines, creating many effects from the same discipline. So yeah, Oblivion is a mystical discipline, so to say, and well, it differs a lot actually from others mystical disciplines. It differs from blood sorcery, it differs from thin blood alchemy. I will talk about the alchemy in the future lectures. But well, like I said on the previous lecture, blood sorcery uses power of blood itself, the energy of Cainite Vitae. Oblivion, on the other hand, also uses Cainite Vitae, Kindred Vitae, but it uses it like more like a door to channel the power that the Oblivion itself comes from. The Oblivion, not the discipline, the dimension. What this dimension is up to debate actually. Some say that it is the afterlife, the underworld, Shadowlands, or whatever. Others say that is some abyss, realm of eternal darkness, whatever this is. This is really murky and complicated, so La Sombra say this, Hecata said this, and you know, this is weird to explain like that. But let's start from the beginning. What is Oblivion? Like I said, it's a mystical discipline that uses kindred vitae as a door to channel the powers of the energies of Oblivion. Oblivion, whatever this is, this place, is a place of darkness, death, cold, and eternal taxes, let's say, because, you know, evil, hell, and stuff. It's not hell. Does hell exist? No, doesn't matter right now. Oblivion. It's a realm that I wasn't. Haven't visited it. I refused the Giovanni gentleman to take me on a trip there. So, yeah. The discipline channels powers from this realm, and it can do that in two distinct ways. Those two ways are used by two different clans, like I said, the La Sombra and Hecata. And these clans use this energy in a completely different way, actually. It does the same thing, it channels the energy from that realm, but it creates different effects. La Sombra are known for their shadow manipulation, darkness creation, or as it was known in the past, obtenebration abilities. They use this energy to manipulate darkness, create and move shadows, teleport even through shadow to create shadowy entities even, I heard. And Hecata, on the other hand, all the bloodlines of Hecata, like, you know, Giovanni, Rossellini, they are the same basically, not really, but yeah, Samedi, Nagaraja, and others, they use it to manipulate the same energy as La Sombra, but they use it to manipulate death, the concept of death. They bind and control ghosts, wraiths, specters. They channel the raw entropy of this realm to decay things. I can do that. I learned that. This is really cool. They can create zombies. They can do other stuff like that. They can cross to this Oblivion, this underworld. So yeah, Oblivion is also very versatile. And these two clans, La Sombra and Hecata, I don't think they're using their powers interchangeably. It's more like it's all accessible to them, but they use it like through paths, let's say. Hecata uses the necromantic side of this, the necromancy stuff, and La Sombra use the shadow manipulation, the obtenebration, a part of this. They can learn from each other. This is the same discipline after all, but they need to possess knowledge from the other to learn the power. It's still in clan for them, but kinda differently. It's weird, in my opinion. So that's the broad overview of what it can do and what it is. Now the history of this discipline is twofold, actually. Like, once again, I'm referring here to fill the gaps with this magnificent book. I'm not from the Sabbath. I want to once again make that clear. This book is just, well, helpful in the lore section. So the mythical antediluvians, the Cappadocius, long time ago there was a Cappadocian clan, Cappadocians, yeah, that. The first necromantic clan, the clan of death, and well, they created the discipline of necromancy. And then there also was the La Sombra antediluvian that created obtenebration. As it turns out, both of these disciplines were two sides of the same coin in a way. Like I said, same thing, uses it in a different way. Like in the previous lecture I said blood sorcery for Tremere and Banu Hakim is Same thing, but different. This is very similar to that. So Cappadocians, then Giovanni and other now members of Clan Hecata. How I know about Hecata and their politics, like I said, the certain member of a certain family owned me for a certain favor, so I know stuff and can do stuff. That's why I'm here, qualified to talk about everything. But now back to the history. Two sides of the same coin, like I said, and in those modern knights, we know that it's the same thing, just used differently. So the lore of this is rather weird, rather murky. It was created there. These clans, Hecata and La Sombra, have very rich history, actually, very dark history, to say, because La Sombra, shadows, darkness, stuff. Yes, world of darkness. The world we live in. So the lore of this discipline, like I said, is complex and simple at the same time, because, well, the discipline itself doesn't have a lot of to it in the history section, but the individual paths have the obtenebration, the shadow manipulation, necromancy. Those have a lot of going on about them. The necromancy was used by different bloodlines, like I said. Nagaraja, the flesh eaters, very interesting topic. And for La Sombra, they have their own ways to manipulate shadows. Their bloodlines also had this weird bloodline of theirs. Those weird links. But yeah, so when it comes to lore, it's more about the lore of the individual clans and bloodlines when it comes to this discipline than the discipline itself. But now let's explore in depth, as much as I can tell you, how this discipline works. Like I said at the beginning, it uses kindred blood to channel the powers of Oblivion, and it has two distinctive ways to use it: shadow manipulation and necromancy. And when it comes to necromancy, it has another layer. Like I said, for blood sorcery, we have rituals that can create even powerful effects than the usual manipulation of this discipline, this blood. And they have their own version of rituals that they call ceremonies. Ceremony. Yes. They are very similar to rituals. They take time, they take resources, and they channel this power even more, creating even greater effects. Like I said, the usual powers of the necromantic side, let's say, can dissolve a corpse by pouring some blood on it. You can see ghosts. You can decay living tissue by touching it. You can make other things decay also, like walls. You can rust and make the metal rusty and fall apart. So these are the usual powers, ways to utilize this part of discipline, and the ceremonies channel it even more. You can manipulate ghosts. You can manipulate their minds to force them to do your bidding. You can literally raise the dead, create zombies. That's cool. You can also create very curious little creatures known as homunculi. Not to confuse it with the thaumaturgical homunculi created by blood sorcery. These ones are more of animated parts of animals and people, like, skull with fingers attached to it, walking, spying on stuff. So that's that. And like I said, one ceremony allows you to enter the underworld or whatever. And the shadow manipulation part, manipulating shadows, like literally, moving your own shadow, creating darkness around you, a field of darkness that only you can see through, making the shadow tangible in a way, so you can, let's say, attack your enemies with it, bind them through shadowy tentacles like La Sombra do. I never really learned that because I never, well, La Sombra don't like me for some strange reason. I don't know why. But yeah, and I heard that La Sombra can also turn themselves into like two-dimensional shadows, literally. They are shadows, yeah. They also have some ceremonies. They can create portals through shadow and teleport, so that's nifty. So yeah, that's what La Sombra do. I can do those things. I can do necromantic stuff. The regent knows about this, so don't report me. They know. Trust me. Okay. I'm not a danger anymore to this Chantry. I won't blow anything up. So that would be it for the Oblivion. To wrap things up, in conclusion, at the end of the day, let's say, of the night, maybe. Well, Oblivion is a power that channels the energies from the realm of darkness, the abyss, whatever, the Shadowlands, and you can use it in two ways: the shadow manipulation way and necromancy. Raising corpses, dissolving stuff, or literally turning into a shadow, teleporting shadow tentacles. Yeah, that's basically Oblivion. And very important thing that I learned on my own skin, actually, is that when you use these energies, this discipline, if you're not cautious and careful enough, these energies are very, well, dangerous. Not only to the outside world, but to yourself, to the user. No matter if you're La Sombra, Hecata, or someone else, if you mess something up while casting a power or a ceremony, it can really, it can make a mark on your psyche, on your humanity even. It can cause a stain on your humanity, like literally. These powers are dark, and that's a warning to the kindred that want to learn this discipline, or that to all Hecata, to all La Sombra, and to other Tremere. You must be careful when using this, and overusing always leads to a loss of part of yourself. That's a warning that I want to give you. Like I said, these energies are very dark. They come from a dark place. Maybe we're dead, but in a way we still have a soul. And these energies, these beings that you communicate with through this discipline, can make a mark on that soul. So be careful. So that's that. Necromancy, shadow manipulation, whichever one you use, carefully, alright? I learned that the hard way. But I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. Yeah, that's why I'm here. So yeah, this is Oblivion. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. It was a little bit shorter than the first one, because there isn't really much. I mean, there is much to talk about, but there, without delving into too much detail, like for every single power or the lore of the discipline, this would be either very short or like few hours long. And I don't want to, well, bore you with too much lore. This much lore is enough. So if you want to learn this, watch out. And well, either La Sombra and Hecata, they don't share those secrets willingly and with much enthusiasm. Yeah, like I said, I had a very big favor to ask. They owned me, and they repaid. And I'm glad they did. I salute to you, my friend, whenever you are and wherever. So yeah, this is Oblivion, the power of darkness, the black magic, dark arts, obtenebration, necromancy, or whatever you want to call it. The power of darkness and death itself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture. See ya.